Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the topic gravitation. Okay, so firstly, before starting the topic gravitation, here some questions are asked. What are the effects of the force acting on the object? What type of the forces are you familiar with it, and how do you know about the gravitational force? Okay, here three questions are asked. First one is what are the effects of force acting on an object? Whenever object is moving from upper side to the downside, there is a one force. Definitely we know into the ninth standard that also. What types of the forces are familiar with? Yeah, definitely there are the two to three forces. That frictional force is there, or here gravitational force is there, static force is there. What do you know about the gravitational force? Yeah, gravitational force is due to the gravity of the earth. So these are the three basic questions which we already discussed into the ninth standard. Now here in 10th standard, first topic is the gravitation. Now, starting from this one, we have seen in the previous standard the gravitational force is a universal force, and it acts not only between the two objects on the earth but also between any two objects in the universe. That means that gravitational force is applicable to the universe also. Okay. Now, gravitation, as we have learned, the phenomenon of the gravitation was discovered by the Sir Isaac Newton. Student, listen that Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, that Sir Isaac Newton. That may be the fill in the blanks into your exam. So that's why underline that one. As the story goes, he discovered the force of the seeing an apple for which is falling from a tree on the ground. Okay, he wondered why all the apple fall vertically downward and not an angle to the vertical. Why do they not fly off an horizontal direction? That means, now listen, that's why there is the invention of the gravitation. Okay, once upon a time that Sir Isaac Newton was sit behind the what or under the apple tree, and that time apple vertically falls downward. That's why one question arises in his head, that why the direction of that fruit is downwards. So that's why he invented the gravitation. So now here you may see that Isaac Newton Isaac Newton is on the earth, one apple tree is there, and that force of the gravitation is towards the downwards. So falling apple is there, and that's why it's a gravitational force. Now listen, after much thought, he came to the conclusion that the earth must be attracting the apple towards itself, and this attractive force must be directed toward the center of the earth. Okay, so he get a conclusion that this is due to the force which is applied by the earth on the particle, and that force is nothing but the gravitational force. The direction from the apple on the tree to the center of the earth is a vertically direction at the position of an apple, and thus the apple falls vertically downwards. Okay, so that apple falls on the earth and that direction is vertically downwards. Okay, got it? Now next concept into the figure 1.1. On the left shows an apple tree on the earth. The force on apple on the tree is toward the center of the earth. Okay, along the perpendicular from the position of an apple to the surface of the earth. The figure also shows the gravitational force between the earth and the moon. The distance in the figure are not according to the scale. Now listen, here they also mention the gravitational force between the moon and also the earth, and also the apple and the that earth. Okay, now Newton thought that if the force of the gravitation acts on the apple on the tree at the different heights from the surface of the earth, can it also act on the object at even greater heights, much further away from the earth? Like for example the moon, can it act on the even further object like the object planets and the sun? That means Newton get a one question in his head, that gravitational force may occur into the two heavenly bodies. Yes, now listen, the answer is into the next para. Force and the motion. We have seen that the force is necessary to change the speed as well as the direction of the motion of the object. What they are saying, that the force is necessary in order to change the direction of the object. Okay, now listen, direction of the object and also the speed. Okay, now here some introduction of the scientist is given, that Sir Isaac Newton, born into the 1642 and died into the 1727, and one of the greatest scientists of the recent times, and the discoveries are here. Okay, so read that passage paragraph carefully. Now here they give the circular motion and the centripetal force. Now I will explain what is meant by the circular motion. Whenever a particle is moving into the circular track, okay, whenever the particle moving in circular track, that time the force is linearly inverse to the center, that is called as the centripetal force. And the circular motion means what? The motion of a particle along a circular track is known as the circular motion, okay, and in which the force is along radial force, okay. Here you may see that on the green line, that force is the radial force, and that force is nothing but the centripetal force. That is the meaning of that paragraph. So today, student, we discuss about the intro of the gravitation. Then we discuss about the gravitational force between the moon and the earth. Then why does any object falls on the earth, and we also discuss about which factor is responsible for the speed as well as direction of the object, and also we discuss about the circular definition of the circular motion and centripetal force. Okay, so today we stop here. Bye, take care.